Okay, today I'm going to show you to do a DIY grounding. This is for your health. This will make you feel relaxed. If you get headaches, you can ground. You can, if you have pains in your legs and arms or any type of pains, you can ground them. There's going to be a short video to teach you how to do it, and then I'll make another video to teach you what the purpose of grounding. And also too, if you see this video, you want to check out Clint Ober. His name is Clint Ober. Just search on YouTube for Clint Ober. He wrote a book about grounding. Okay, for this project here, you're gonna need just a little bit of shrink tube. That's for safety. Then you can go to the store and get these. They sell it for 99 cents. It's just a connector for electrical. And remember, we only gonna use the ground part. That's why it's called grounding. You're gonna need 6 feet of about 18. This is 18 gauge wire, just electrical wire. Any copper. Make sure it's copper or even copper clad. Okay. That's just to conduct electricity. But no, you won't be using electricity for that. You're gonna plug it into there, but you won't be using the electricity at all. You're just using the ground. You're gonna need some rubber bands, and then a nail clipper to cut, and then you're going to need a screwdriver to open this right here. That's it. That's all you need to open. And then wire stripper and a scissor just in case something else. And oh, I forgot. You are going to need a heat shrink. And that's just for safety. Heat shrink in this tube right here. Okay? So that's all you really need. I bought this for 99 cents. I got this from a roll that I have for other projects, so it didn't really cost me anything because all you need is this big anyway. And a wire right here probably cost, this whole project probably cost you $2 most. And you can do this all by yourself, and I'm going to show you an easy way to make them, and you can ground yourself. So I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to put it on a tripod. Okay, so now I'm on a tripod. The first thing we need to do is to strip a wire through here so we can put it in here. Okay, so if you want to strip like about, I don't know, 25 millimeter. Me, I prefer about 30 millimeter. And then you're gonna lose the screws right here and just wind it around. And remember, it's on this piece right here. See that? That big one, that's the ground wire. That's the ground port. So you put it into here and you just twirl it around until you get your ring secured. Make sure it's secured. Another way you can do, wrap around once like this. Whoops. Can't get into here. Wrap around like this. And then just twist it. Because remember, these wires is really easy to twist. So just keep twisting like this. Round and round and round until you feel tight. Okay? Once you feel tight, take your screwdriver and tighten that little screw down. Now your screw is tight. And this is what you're going to need, your heat sink. You want to loop the heat sink through. You could loop through at first beginning if you want. But remember, this is all about safety, okay? Loop it through. And cover it. Okay, let's cover as much as you can. Like right here, see where the screw is? You want to go underneath the screw and see how it fits nicely inside there. Sorry if I'm off camera. Okay? If you want, you see this little section right here, you can make a loop around that just for safety. Not safety, but for like in case you're sleeping and you yank it out or whatever. So if you want, put a loop through there like this. You see how I did it? Then put your sorry, a little camera right here, but put your, I never worked really like up close. Put your loop on there just like that. Now of course it's going to be a little different if you have a different type of connector, but make sure the connector have a ground. That's very important because that's what we're using. Remember that, okay? We do not use any other ports, so please do not try to use any other port or you will get electrocuted. So remember that, okay? So now you have that inside. Hold it tight like this, and then use your heating gun. Now if you don't have a heating gun, you can use a propane torch. You can use anything that would help it to hold on to this. And I'll show you why in a minute. Oops, my finger's in the way. Sorry. I know, like I said, I've never worked this close, so I'm not really too familiar with it. But see how I shrink it right there? And see how it's so closed in? I'm going to bring it really close so you can see it. See how it is? It's really close. And then it prevents it from coming out. That's the whole point why we use heat shrink. And it has to be big enough to cover this. Okay, and I'll explain that to you why in a minute. Now, you would have to loop this through here to the container. And you see how it sticks out. See how that sticks out? That's very important. Because if it breaks through time, this won't touch anything and it'll just come right out. But we tied a knot, remember, okay? So now it won't even come out. You see, it got hard because these heat shrinks, they shrink to be hard. You can get a smaller heat shrink and shrink this so it will hold up the wire, or you can tie it into a knot again and then that will hold that as well. That's another step. But for this here, remember, if it breaks inside, like through time, if it breaks inside here, the thing will just fall out rather than touch any of these. But if you want to be really safe, you can put heat shrink over this and put heat shrink over this too. Take the screws out and just put heat shrink over it. That's all you needed. Just a little bit heat shrink over. So in case the wire, but the wire will be impossible to fall back in, because if it breaks, it's just going to stay in here and it comes right out. That's why we use extra heat shrink. You see how long that is? So anyway, that's about it. And now there's a screw here. I don't know where it is, but there's a screw here and you just screw that back. So then it won't come out. I think I know where it is, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right on camera for you, so you know it's pretty safe. I got the screw. Now I'm just gonna screw it back to make sure it's tight. If I'm off camera, I apologize because I'm doing this really close up, and I'm never, well, actually I did, but I'm not really into close up. But see, the screw is prevented from coming back out. That's all there is. So we're just using this part only. We're not using this part, okay? So we please remember that we're using the ground only, okay? And I'll put a picture for the Europeans or overseas for the ground wire, what it looks like at the end of the video. Now, on this now, we're going to go into this end, okay? This end here, remember the rubber band that I told you will need. The trick is you have to make it around your wrist. You have to make like a bracelet around your wrist. So here I did this in beginning right here. I did this so you can put this around your bracelet right here, just like that. Okay. Now underneath here, it'll look like something like this. So I'm going to tie it together. Well, you got to strip the wire first. So let's strip the wire. I strip long enough so I'll be able to make a nice winding. So I strip about this long, so it's about 3 inches long, okay? So now you expose the copper wire right here, and I hope you can see in this camera. I know, I'm sorry. Lighting is not pretty good. Maybe I should do something with the lighting, but I'm still working on that. So all this, plus this is an easy project anyway. Now, you see how I tied this together? They just tied into together. So all you have to do is find your 2-1 that fits nicely around your wrist and just tie them together, pull them together, just like that. In my case, I find 3 works better. So in your case, you probably find that 3 as well. And all you have to do is just go over like this right here. Not too tight, okay? Because you don't want to get your circulate. The whole point is to have the metal touch your skin. That's very important. Can you put sleeves and stuff over it? No, then that defeats the purpose. You want skin to touch this copper wire right here. Can you use a solid wire? Yes, you can, but I find solid wire is very hard to sleep in. Okay? Now, just tie these 2 together. See these 2 right here? Just tie them together. I'm going to tie in a way that I'm going to leave a little bit extra exposed. Okay, I'm going to wrap a few wraps around first. Few wrap around first, so that way it'll go onto my skin. I'm going to lose a little bit loose. Okay, I'll explain to you why in a minute. Then I'm going to spread it out. Spread it out like this. And put the copper wire in the center. And just see how I spread out right now. How I spread out. I'm just going to wind around and around and around and around. You see that? Can you put tape? No. You can't put tape or anything. That's why we cut a little bit extra. See how I cut around, 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 around. Make sure it doesn't go. And if you have to, use your nail cutter to cut the wires. But in my case, I don't need to because I made them really nice looking. And now, if you want to tie a knot around here and loop it through. Why? It's because that way you can just hold on to this without the wire won't leave. You can if you don't have to. Okay, now we have this. You see that? Now I'm just going to slip it over my hand. And see, the rubber band will hold on to it and look how it's touching. See how it's touching? You can always adjust if you do it this way. If you make 3 and then you can adjust by yourself. You can tighten this up if you want or whatever if it's not tight. But look how nice it is now. And it's being touched. See that? I'm going to go real close. Hopefully the camera will focus because my camera sucks. Right there. Now you can do this over here. If it makes it easier. Mine is not really tight. Remember, do not make it tight. Or you can put them underneath here. But remember, I made extra wires so I can loop around the rubber band. You see that? You can make 5 inches if you like. And then just wing around and around and around and around and around. You see that? The whole point is to have the copper to touch your skin. And that's it. That's all you have to do. And now you're done. Okay? Then you go to your plug. Oops, I have to get the camera off now. And will you get electrocuted? No, because this is just the ground wire only. You see that? So I'm plugged in now. I'm going to take this out. And yes, I'm going to plug directly into here. And see? Did I get electrocuted? No. Because you're using only the ground wire. So now, I am grounded. And that's it. Easy as that. I didn't use much. I didn't even use nail clippers or anything. I try not to use as much as I can because this project's supposed to be easy for you. Scissors and, you know, a screw. Just a wire stripper and this and some rubber band, really. But if you want to make it elaborate, like, you know, you might need a little extra tools. But see, now I'm officially grounded. And I'm going to make a separate video on this. I'm going to hold this up so I can take a screenshot on this. And I'm going to stop the video pretty soon. But that's how it looks like, see? I'm plugged in, look. And I'm not electrocuted. See the wires? I grabbed all the wires. I'm going to grab all the wires. See? Because you're using the ground only. Remember that. Okay? And if you're wondering what is grounding, I'm going to make the next video. And then you can see that as well. I'm going to link both videos together so you will know. I'll explain to you why are we grounding, blah, 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 all this stuff. But as of right now, that's all there is. And I am going to end the video.